Hi again, it's Desiree from My Luminous Heart. It's been a little while since I've been here with you on video. I know who is ready for 2020 to be over? Me. It's been a really tough and a really challenging year, but at the same time, I've also been involved in some very interesting creative projects that I'll be bringing to light more next year. But it's lovely to be back with you on video again today. And one of the things I've been working on recently is this little baby over here. Design Your Beautiful 2021 will be now for next year. And this is a little workbook that I know I've put out free in this community before a couple of years ago. I think I designed it about 3 years ago. And it's really there to help you to design your next year in a way that will bring you all sorts of, it will manifest the desires and the goals that you so deeply hold in your heart, especially after a heartbreak situation. One of the most important things to do is to create a new vision for your life and to be able to include the aspects of self-worth and boundaries and all those sorts of things. So that's all in this little baby here. This is a product I'm actually going to be launching next year for 2022 and creating a whole little mini program around that, which we can all work through in the course of about a month. So I'm very excited about that. But as I was working on this workbook and evolving pieces in it, because it is something that I've been using for a couple of years now, and it's been changing and morphing and growing as I've been working through it. There are a couple of things that came to light that I thought might just be helpful to share with you all, given it's been such a difficult year this year, given all the craziness, and especially if you're in the situation where your life, your relationship, your marriage fell apart this year. That can be particularly rough on top of everything else that's happened. So I'm hoping that these little pieces I'll share with you today can just get you to start thinking about your life maybe a little bit differently. So the first thing I want you to think about as you move into the next year, because I do find as I've worked through many of these types of workbooks before, and now I'm putting my own together in a much bigger way, is we tend to set goals for the coming year, and then we tend to probably not really achieve any of them. We say we're going to exercise, we're going to lose weight, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to, achieve our business goals, and then they just don't happen. And so one of the things that can result from that is this feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm going from year to year, clean slate, the year begins, all the goals, don't achieve the goals, throw them all out, clean slate, start again. And so you have all these choppy series of clean slates instead of feeling like your life is just one thing, like a book, and each year is a chapter. So with everything that's gone on this year and all the difficulties we've all struggled to go through, I've had my own personal struggles and my own trying to come to terms with the year when all the values, the things I value so much, travel and, working in different environments and things like that. I'm particularly creative in coffee shops, and I haven't been able to go and do that. And that's really stunted my lifestyle as well as in many ways. And so that's really given me this feeling this year of, oh my gosh, what a waste. This whole year, what a waste. Couldn't achieve all the things, couldn't do the things. And that got me thinking about, how we continue as our life like a book from chapter to chapter, how we can actually take the learnings from the difficult experiences that are happening and carry them forward, so that it becomes a continuation of our growth and our evolution, rather than this feeling of, oh my gosh, what a waste. Oh my gosh, I didn't achieve the goals. Oh my gosh, my life fell apart. So there's my life before my breakup and my life after my breakup. And there's all these gaps in the middle, all these sections, these segments. And that just doesn't help us to feel like our life is congruent, like our life is in a flow. And so one of the things I've changed in this workbook, we'll be talking more about it when I do launch it next year, is I really took a good look this year at all the defining moments. And they're probably for most of us, the defining moments of the year, which can be moments of ahas, big realizations, moments of great love and connection. They can also be moments of great challenge. And I think a lot of us have found that it's more been about the challenge in 2020 than about the wonderful moments. But that's okay as well, because that's where real growth and evolution does occur. So I really thought about my life this year in terms of the container of growth and evolution. And so I'm going to invite you to do the exact same thing, is to really sit down and think about the defining moments of 2020. These are the moments that changed you. These are the moments you realized something's got to give. These are the moments that moved you in a different direction. So I want you to think about these moments and what they are. Even if there were moments of great challenge, I'm sure you had some moments of, feeling good, some great realizations and ahas. And, and then think about, how these moments have changed you. Because here's what it is about moving into 2021 as the woman who is now changed. Let me give you an example. One of the things that I, learned this year, really, really learned, like down to my cells, is to embody boundaries. Yeah, not to just have boundaries and, oh, you've crossed my boundary and now it's your fault, blah, blah, but to really embody boundaries in a way that people knew, I better not mess with you. I just radiate the boundaries, right? And that came about through a series of events, actually, through a series of defining moments that eventually changed me completely. And I now go into 2021 as a woman who stands up for herself in the moment, speaks her truth, and embodies boundaries, okay? So this is what I mean when I say the defining moments that changed who you are. There may only be 3 or 4, it may even be that you changed watching a magnificent sunset, or you were watching a movie and you had a big aha, but any defining moment that actually changed who you are. And the reason I want you to write this down, the reason I want you to look at this is because that's what you're going to take into 2021, not the experience that brought you the defining moment, not that experience, okay? So almost imagine like a big bag, and at the moment you're carrying this bag and all these difficult things happened in 2020. I want you to put the bag down, and I want you to remove from the bag the defining moments that changed you for the better, the defining moments that are making you walk into 2021 as a completely different woman, okay? Even if those moments were all challenging, I want you to leave that behind, leave all the difficult things, the difficult people. There are people you'll need to forgive them. Don't take that baggage into 2021, okay? So that's the first thing. And the reason you're going to do this is because this is how you start to get that feeling that your life is like a book, and 2020 is a chapter in the book and 2021 is a new chapter. And then I want you to think about all the goals you were going to achieve in 2020. Hey, most of us haven't achieved those goals. Do not beat yourself up, right? But I do want you to think about which of the goals you didn't achieve you're going to take forward with you into 2021 to achieve. And you don't have to do that with all of the goals. Leave the ones behind that just don't inspire you anymore. Carry the ones forward that really interest you, the ones that you really do want to take forward. And I want you, as you carry those goals forward, instead of beating yourself up for not achieving them and feeling like a failure, I want you to look at your defining moments and ask yourself, how am I now better able to achieve that goal in 2021 based on the woman that I've become through these defining moments? Okay, that's really, really important, because you'll then be able to see how you're a much stronger person in a much better position to walk in and achieve those goals. And then I want you to think about, we all do this thing at the new year, don't we? Let's think about our word for the year. And that's wonderful. I think it's really amazing to have a word as a guiding light. One word or one phrase. I'll share, for example, my word for this year, 2020, was to be soul-led, meaning led by my soul, meaning doing the things that I feel from my highest self, from my soul, I'm being encouraged to do, and really learning to listen to that voice, trust that voice, and follow that voice. And I can honestly say, coming out of 2020, I absolutely achieved that, even if I didn't achieve many of the goals that I had set for 2020. So as you set your word for 2021, think about this, because the word you use or the phrase you use to guide you in the coming year, it needs to be a container it's usually coming from a place of being, okay? It's not something that's linked to a goal itself. Like your word wouldn't be launch my business, for example. You need a bigger container than that for the goals to sit in. So what is it that launching your business or finding a new relationship, what are the feelings that are going to give, that gives you? Is it freedom? Is it, joy filled? Is it experiencing yourself as a leader? You want a bigger container, that word is the bigger container that the goals sit inside, so that even if you don't achieve those goals, you will see all the ways that your actual word came to fruition. And also to have a better container like that, it helps you throughout your years as they go by to feel like you are living this book. Your life is a book, chapter by chapter, and not just goal didn't achieve, fail, goal didn't achieve, fail. So I just want you to start thinking in a bigger context, in a bigger framework as you move into 2021. And if you've been in a horrible heartbreak situation and you're reeling, it's very, very important. I know I'm not going to release this book for another year, but it's very, very important for you to create a new vision for your life. Really sit down. If you're new to my work, trying to think where you can find the Wheel of Life, just look around here on YouTube. There are plenty of videos about talking about how to create a new life after breakups, and you'll find the Wheel of Life in there. It's in my book as well, Invisible Goddess, Step Out from the Shadows of Your Divorce and Shine, which you can find on Amazon. But the Wheel of Life is all about your different life areas, and you actually sitting down and really thinking about how you want to recreate yourself anew, because it's not just about reclaiming your identity. You're a different person now anyway because of the relationship. This is about sitting down and really envisioning from the highest place in you, what is the life that I want now in all these different areas: physical, mental, spiritual, your intimate relations, your social network, your career, your finances, all of it, okay? And setting achievable goals, because the biggest breeder of confidence, well, there are two really. First of all, is just to be surrounded by loving, supportive people who really see you for who you are and can support you and help you to thrive. So you need a strong social network, a strong supportive social network. And then you also need to be taking small, consistent actions towards a new life, a new vision. And it takes time, and there's a lot of things to cycle through. I always recommend that you do an actual heartbreak recovery process, because you need that step-by-step hand-holding to get through the experience. But the greatest thing is to sit down for 2021 and really think about who is the woman you want to become next, because this experience really is a catalyst. If you will allow it, if you will just let it, it is a catalyst to an even better life, filled with even more love, even more freedom, and even more joy. So I just wanted to share those bits and pieces with you. I hope that you are all looking forward to an improved 2021. And, I'm looking forward as well to being in touch a little bit more with you in the coming year. But until then, remember that this world really needs the beautiful, radiant light that only you can shine. See you next time.